Good morning, dear students. Today I am going to teach you the lesson Black Aeroplane by Frederick Forsyth. Before I narrate the story of this lesson, I would like to discuss some of the important words and phrases which have been used in this lesson. Those words and phrases are Dakota aeroplane, compass, and radar. Dakota aeroplane is a military transport aircraft. It was used in the Second World War by the Allied forces. Compass is an instrument which shows directions. Radar. Radar is a system which detects the presence, direction, distance, and speed of an aircraft or a ship. Dear students, now let us move on to the story of this lesson. In this lesson, the narrator is a war pilot. He is on his holiday. He is traveling from France to England in his old Dakota aeroplane whose number is TS-088. The narrator says that the sky is very clear. He can see the moon in the sky, shining stars in the sky. He also says that the countryside is sleeping. It is 1:30 in the morning. He is very happy about his holidays. He is in fact dreaming about his holidays. In order to confirm the direction, the narrator calls Paris Control. People at the Paris Control advise the narrator to turn his aircraft to 12 degrees west so that he can go to England. The narrator checks his map, compass, and switches over to his second and last fuel tank. Dear students, every aircraft has two fuel tanks. In case the fuel gets exhausted in the first fuel tank, the pilots switch over to the second fuel tank. It means that here the narrator's aircraft has exhausted the fuel in its first fuel tank and now he has to switch over to the second fuel tank. Well, after switching over to the second fuel tank, he is very happy again. He is dreaming about his vacation, especially he is longing to have that good big English breakfast. He wants to meet his family members, relatives, and he wants to have that good big English breakfast with them. He cannot wait to have it. Well, now he is 150 kilometers ahead of Paris. All of a sudden, a huge storm of clouds appear in front of him. He is frightened now. He cannot fly up and above the clouds or around the clouds because he doesn't have enough fuel in his aircraft. He is left with only two options. Option number one, dear students, either he has to fly back to Paris, or option number two, he has to fly straight into the storm. He thinks for a moment and then he decides to go with the second option because he wants to take the risk in order to reach England on time and have that good big English breakfast. He cannot wait now. He finally decides to go with the second option, that is to fly straight into the storm. As soon as he flies into the storm, everything becomes dark. He is not able to see anything outside of his aeroplane. His aeroplane starts jumping, twisting, because his aeroplane has entered into a turbulence. In turbulence, aircrafts do not fly properly in a proper manner. So here the narrator's aircraft is jumping and twisting. In order to know where he is exactly, he checks his compass. But his compass starts behaving strangely. It goes round and round and round and it stops working. Then he tries his radio. His radio also doesn't work. It is dead too. Now he is very much scared. He is lost in the storm. He is all alone there. Nobody is there to help him. He is totally frightened. But luckily, dear students, he finds another aeroplane near him. This aeroplane is black in color. This aeroplane doesn't have any lights, but the narrator can see the pilot of this black aeroplane clearly. And the pilot of this black aeroplane is waving his hands at the narrator, and he is signaling the narrator to follow him. So the narrator is very glad to see another aeroplane along with him, and he is also very happy to see that someone is there with him who could help him. He decides to follow the black aeroplane like an obedient child. The narrator follows the black aeroplane for half an hour. After that, he starts worrying about himself, about his condition, because he is not left with enough fuel with him. His fuel would last only for 5 to 10 minutes. After that, he doesn't know what would happen to him. But luckily, the black aeroplane goes down the storm, down the clouds, and the narrator follows the black aeroplane. He is also out of the clouds now, and he can see two lines of lights. It is nothing but the runway. The narrator takes a deep sigh of relief, and he is very happy to be out of the storm, out of danger. Then he lands on the runway. He stops his old Dakota aeroplane. He gets out of the aeroplane, and then he looks around for the black aeroplane and the person who had helped him. But to his surprise, the black aeroplane is nowhere to be seen. The narrator cannot find the black aeroplane and the pilot who has helped him in the storm. Then the narrator walks to the control center. He inquires about the black aeroplane in the storm. The woman in the control center checks the radar and tells the narrator that there was no other aeroplane in the storm except the aircraft of the narrator. There was no other flight, there was no other aeroplane in the storm except the aeroplane of the narrator. Then the narrator is very much surprised and shocked. If there was no aeroplane in the storm, then who that pilot was, or what that black aeroplane could be? Could it be the divine help, or could it be a ghost who helped him, or could it be his own shadow? The narrator is totally confused. He is not able to figure out what has happened with him or who has helped him. Here, my dear students, this is an open-ended question. I am asking you this question. You can guess or you can tell me the answer.